What is up, guys? This is Silver Warrior here, and today what I want to discuss for you guys is how to determine what type of silver stacker you are. And this is really important because before you even start investing in silver, I personally believe, and I'm sure most of you will agree with, you need to really know what type of stacker you are. And the reason for this is simply because of the fact that if you're going into metals just kind of buying willy-nilly, just buying a little bit here, a little bit there, that's okay. I mean, yeah, I understand you're trying to get a little bit of a silver stack started and everything, and maybe you don't understand the market entirely yet, you just want to start investing in silver because you have a little bit of money to do so. But if you're just doing that, you're just going in and buying a little bit, kind of just not really treating it with the respect that it deserves, then that's going to end up hurting you in the long run, because if you don't figure out what type of stacker you are, then you're not going to be able to maximize personal benefit from silver investing. That's not even just, financial benefit. That's personally, whatever you hope to achieve from silver investing won't be achieved because you won't know what you won't know what your goals are because you don't know what type of stacker you are. Simply put, is the problem. So that's what I wanted to discuss in this video, is just how you can determine that, and just a few simple questions to ask yourself when trying to determine what type of silver stacker you truly are. And the first question to ask yourself is really just, how much money do I want to make and how quickly do I want to make it? Okay, so let's say your answer to this is, well, I want to make a lot of money and I want to make it quickly. Then if that's the case, then chances are silver stacking in terms of bullion is not going to be for you so much as coin collecting aspect of it, the buying and selling of silver coins. And these are going to be a little bit of higher risk investments as well, because of the fact that the markets are always shifting for coins more so than silver. They're much more volatile, and you always run the risk of getting fake coins. However, the payout can always be higher than with silver bullion too, because even if you spent, let's say, $1,000 on silver bullion, okay, let's say that, and you got 50 ounces out of it after all the premiums were said and done, which at this price it'd probably be a little bit more, but I just want to have a nice even number, okay? So 50 ounces of silver, let's say it goes up $5 an ounce, crazy amount right there. I mean, it's pretty good, it's $250 extra, and let's say with the premiums it's $300 extra, so your $1,000 turned into $1,300. However, you spend that same $1,000 on a coin, on one individual coin. Let's say you bought one that was, already a pretty valuable coin, but you're paying, $1,000 for that. That's a decent amount of money, so it's already a decently valuable, and then it doubles in value. The thing is with coins, that can happen. A coin market can shoot up at any given time. And another thing with coins that you won't see with silver is the fact that you can get them a lot of times for below their blue book value, because of the fact that a lot of times people won't know what they have. But if people have bullion like this, then obviously someone in their family collected it, and with a purpose, they obviously should know what the value of silver is at the time. It's not like if somebody, their great-grandfather collected coins and they just happen to get a rare one, but they don't know, because coins are a lot harder to know every single rare key date on it. You might not know to look up, whatever type of coin it is. Like, you might not know to look up 1909 SVDB wheat penny, because you might not know what the VDB means. You might not know that adds to the value. You might think that's on all wheat pennies. So, therefore, I'd say that it's much easier to get rare coins for cheap, but it's going to take a lot more work. So that's the second question, is how much work are you willing to put into it? Okay? Ask yourself that. Like, how much work do I really feasibly have the ability to put into silver investing? And if it's a lot of work, then that coin collecting is for you. And, as well as these coins too. I mean, being able to buy the coins at a really cheap price will greatly benefit you, but it will take a long time. It could take you hours or even days of just continuous solid work. And when I mean hours, I don't mean like you search for a few hours. I mean like over the course of a week, you might be searching for 40 or 50 hours, of your time just to find this one coin for a great deal. But the return on it's going to be so massive that it ends up being worth it. Now, the third question I have, therefore, is how much risk are you willing to take on your investment? And if you're saying, well, I'm willing to take a lot of risk on my investments, then CoinWorld's for you. This is probably one of the most risky investments I made, just because of the fact that, for one, these things can always milk spot. Luckily, mine has not appeared to do so yet, and I'm trying to prevent it in any way I can, other than the fact that I do show it on video, but exposing it to the elements or whatever. But yeah, that's the kind of the risk with this investment, is that these coins can easily milk spot, which is they're always something you have to be careful of because of the fact that that will destroy their value. However, if it doesn't milk spot and the market goes the way that it's supposed to, this coin will be worth a lot of money. You look at a 1986 MS70 American Silver Eagle; those are worth $3,000, graded by PCGS. And this one is a special 30th anniversary strike, and it's even rarer than a normal MS70 because they only struck 2016 of them. This coin's already doubled in value, but I took a risk on it, and luckily I was willing to take that risk because they're worth a lot more. These coins I probably lost money on because of the fact that they've milk spotted. I took a risk on these as well, and they ended up milk spotting. So that's a problem that I have now because of it. The fact that these coins do have milk spots on them is something that is needs to be taken care of in order for their value to be restored. Now, if you're thinking, well, I answered differently to these questions. Okay, you can ask yourself the same 3 questions, and the first question being, of course, how much money you want to make and how quickly do you want to make it. If you're saying, well, I want to make a decent amount of money, but I don't really care about that with silver stacking. I don't really care about money so much as securing myself financially and protecting my wealth and over time seeing that return, then silver bullion is for you, my friend. Low premium silver bullion, generic bullion, American Silver Eagles, in form of, the BU American Silver Eagles that you get in monster boxes. Those type are the ones that will be for you, because, and as well as junk constitutional silver too, because all of that will give you the most silver for your money, and that will be the best way for you to store your wealth over time in case of a collapse or a price bubble. And same thing, if you answered to the second question, which was how much time you want to put into it, and you said, well, I don't have that much time to put into silver investing. I kind of want to, I'll do a little bit of research and understand what I'm investing in, but I don't really have hours upon hours to put into it. Then again, bullion's for you, because as long as you understand what you're doing and understand why you're buying silver, all you have to do is stack it and forget it. You can buy a 5 or 10 ounce bar and forget about it. That's the beauty of bullion, is really it doesn't require that much effort to invest in. I'm not saying you should just go in and act like that silver stacking is just some kind of joke or something, but at the same time it doesn't require hundreds of hours of work just to get a buy or two. And again, to the third question, same type of thing, where how risky of an investment are you willing to take? Be like, well, I want a low risk investment. Bullion again, because even if the silver price goes down, the thing is simply it will go back up, and silver prices can never crash to absolute zero. A coin market can crash very well, just like the stock market can. Now, of course, just because you're one type of silver stacker doesn't mean that you should be only focusing on that type of silver stacking. Like me personally, I am a huge advocate for stack diversification as well, but the basis of your stack should be based on what type of silver stacker you are. I'd call myself more of a bullion stacker right now personally, just because most are just the lower end stacker, just because of the fact that most of my stack consists of coins like this, like low premium coins, and then generic bullion like this bar. I have several bars and rounds that are generic bullion, so most of my weight is in generic bullion, which is probably the way it should be anyway, but just most of my value in terms of coins and silver in general anyway is in this bullion, and I call this low premium bullion as well, because these track spot price very well. you know, most of my wealth has gone into that. I'm going to start getting into some coins again, but I really don't have many coins at all anymore. I sold most of them off, like the higher premium ones, or traded them away for other silver, just so I could get some bullion. But either way, I do hope you enjoyed the video. That is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.